The Saints will play preseason game number 1 tonight in Arizona against the Cardinals. Before we get to that game, let's talk a little bit about looking ahead to that with Ross Jackson, host of the Locked On Saints podcast. Ross, we'll start on the offensive side. Give me one guy that you're looking forward to watching in this preseason game tonight.
Well, it's tough to give you one because two are kind of tied together here. It's Jake Haener and Spencer Rattler, right? You're wanting to see who's going to win that quarterback 2 battle between those two guys. These preseason games are going to be a big part of it. Each of them has their own pressure on them. Jake Haener is the guy that's got somebody now scratching at his heels, biting at his heels to get that quarterback 2 spot. And then Spencer Rattler carries in all the pressure that goes all the way back to the QB1 documentary that started all of this narrative around him and his attitude and all these other things. So both these guys very much have something to prove. That answer, or at least the information gathering for that answer, begins with this Cardinals game.
What about on defense, on the flip side? Who are you looking at defensively?
Yeah, I'm going to be really watching Peyton Turner. Peyton Turner, the former first-round pick, New Orleans Saints defensive end. He dealt with a little bit of a toe injury, the same toe injury as last year that kind of kept him out for the majority of the season. He dealt with it again over the course, or some re-aggravation of it at the beginning of training camp or at some point during training camp. And so him going out there, showing that he can still produce, as ability's never been the question mark about him. It's always been availability and stay healthy, I think is going to be the biggest thing for him. So I can't wait to see what Peyton Turner is able to bring to the field. But the biggest thing is going to be, can he play a ton during that game, get a lot of reps, and then be able to be ready and available for the next preseason game as well.
Give me one guy that you feel like maybe needs to kind of step up his performance, whether it's just, hey, he's got to get ready for the regular season. Let's see if he can kind of turn it on. Or somebody who maybe, you thought would be kind of secured in terms of making at least a practice squad that hasn't shown up. Give me that one guy that kind of needs to step it up here these next couple of weeks.
Wide receiver A.T. Perry. He's a guy that finished very, very strong, 246 receiving yards and 4 touchdowns in the last 7 games last season. He has the opportunity. He had the momentum, and he certainly got the talent to be able to be a breakout star here in 2024, but unfortunately hasn't been able to put together the consistency here in training camp. He's had 1 or 2 really, really strong days, but he's had a lot of downs, concentration drops, slipping when running on routes, things like that. He even slipped at one point that led to an interception. Just little things like that have kind of gotten in the way of A.T. Perry's development. There's a lot of people in this wide receiver room, although a lot of them are battling injury right now. It's not the room to fall behind in, and A.T. Perry needs a strong preseason to make sure that he doesn't fall behind.
That's Ross Jackson, host of the Locked On Saints podcast. Ross, thanks for your time.